If you're thinking about buying an MSS steam model of the kit type, it may be useful just to initially open the box and together we can see what it is you get, and it may help to answer any questions when you get one as well. So here we go. First of all, what you see are the instructions. Very helpful, very comprehensive. We'll just take a quick look at those instructions and see what they look like. We've got, for example, take a random page here. This page says, hey, final assembly. Plenty of instructions on there as an example of how it's shown to you. And let's have a look at another one. Well, that's the list of parts on one of the pages. And then you can obviously tick those off as you open the box. And there is a nice diagram. Let's get it the right way up. A nice diagram of the construction, so you can easily follow that. So we'll put that aside now and start taking a look at what's in the box. Let's work from the left hand side, and we see that we've got, hey, what's this tucked away down here? This looks interesting. It's the side. I won't use the technical terms because neither would you at this stage. It's the side of the engine. And then tucked away in the same hole, we'll find the wheels of the engine, and these are O gauge. You may, of course, be wanting to have a 1 gauge, which is also available to you. Tucking away or tucked away here is the what's called a combustion chamber. Regardless of whether it's a maroon, green, or black engine, you are opting for, these are always black. That's because they're not really seen. And then tucked away even more. Hey, let's see what's here. Yes, it is the other side of the engine. It's that nice, smooth, beautiful paint finish with MSS printed on it. Beautifully made. That's the part that everybody sees, and it's the part that really doesn't look great. And tucking away. And this one here, what's this? This is a piston cylinder assembly, which is all combined, ready to run, riveted at the back there, which is all part of the structure of making it steam tight. 2 of these, and they go in, they go out, nice and smoothly, absolutely. Bit of oil, bit of water, steam and water in that, and they'll just be perfect the way they will run. Let's see what else we find here at the top. We're looking and we find something rather convenient, something to fill the boiler with, a nice plastic filler funnel for dribbling the water into when it's all assembled. And just to show you this, because it came out at the same time, it's a dome cover which goes on top of the boiler. We may just discuss that a little bit later. Then let's find what else we got down here. Well, this is the whole purpose of it all. It's the boiler. It's the thing which makes it go, because it's full of water and it'll be full of steam and heat. This is the working part, really, that without this you wouldn't get much happening at all with the engine. So let's take a look at that. The front of it, it's all assembled with the smoke box and the chimney, and of course the boiler, all attached together. There's no soldering here, there's no riveting. Put a screw in there each side and it's all fixed forever, although frankly it's pretty tight interference fit on assembly. On the top of the boiler, that's where the whistle goes in there. And that part is where the steam passes from the boiler on its way to the piston cylinder assembly below. And then finally, the last hole is for the safety valve that screws in there. Put that one aside also, because we're getting along nicely in showing you the parts. These bits here, we call them bits. They're called a drag beam. It's for fitting on the end of the engine where it pulls along a tender, and here we have the hey, that red part goes on like that, so it looks really, really nice. And you can imagine we've got buffers that screw into there. And this is for the front and that's for the back. Absolutely brilliant, looks great, beautiful finish to it, really, really nice colour, and it sets off the black in this instance very favourably. Looking into here, hey, let's take a look into this here, and we find something that's really quite attractive in my humble view. It is the front part of the cab. There we go. Imagine that. To my left, or to your left, is the where the boiler would be coming out. Nice windows. These are brass rings, fitted beautifully already, and then on the other side of that, and part of it, if you like, is the back piece, and there's the back piece. So as the engine disappears down the track, beautifully running, steam coming out from the chimney, clicking down the track, and you'll find that you're looking at that. It's the back part of the cab. Again, those nice little windows, I quite like those. Now here we have the workings, the gubbins, the things which are hidden, but without it you wouldn't see much in the way of movement of the engine or of the pistons or the cylinders. The piston cylinders fit here onto those. Don't worry too much about the detail, but it's all there, the holes drilled in the right place. You have got no concern about whether it's assembled properly in the factory, because they're all quality control checked. This is to do with the forward and reverse lever, which you'll find at the front of the engine, and the steam will come there. I won't go into too much detail at the point. You'll learn that yourself as you go. Let's now remove that part of the packaging and see what's hidden away down here. Hidden away down here is the MSS solid fuel tablets. These are economic to run, and when you want to buy those, then you'll find them cheaper than buying an alternative major supplier's tablets, because, well, they're made by MSS and they make them very economically, and we love those because they're not too expensive. This is the roof. It's called the cab roof, obviously. It's a roof that goes on top of the cab, and it's in a polythene bag, keeps it nice and clean, but also free from any scratching at all in transit. I won't take it out because it's there's no point. You can see what it is. And here we have, this is the fuel goes in there. So it's a burner tray. Fuel goes in there in this part here, and it slides under the boiler, and it's ignited, and of course then the flames from that will cause the water to boil. Here are some other bits and pieces. There's a gasket set there. This is a coupling rod and some pipes, and something also connected with that forward and reverse lever. Interesting, easy to understand, easy to assemble from. Each bag, you'll notice, has got a number that correlates with the instructions, so it's not too difficult to follow that, and it's very hard to go astray. This is sight glass assembly. There's the sight glass itself, there's an O-ring there. Everything you need you'll find here to make this engine run beautifully. There's a whistle. Now the whistle is also to be assembled. It's all very, very easy to do. And inside that bag as well, you can see there's the buffers. I believe that's the right word to call them, buffers. I always called them buffers when I was a little lad, so we'll keep on calling them buffers now. This is the, well, these are rails that go on the side of the engine. Imagine the driver climbing his way up into the engine. Well, he'd hang on to those as he pulled himself up. Nuts and bolts, the whole lot there to assemble that properly. And then, what's this? This is all part of the forward and reverse, again numbered bag. That's a safety valve. You get used to taking that in and out of the boilers to put water in, and any excess pressure is released from that valve at a very slow and safe rate. Nuts and bolts. You'll need all of those. all perfectly manufactured. They're nice because they're brass and they won't rust at all. Brass things are easy to assemble together. They're not so harsh as other types of, say, mild steel. Now this is okay. This thing here, it goes with the dome that we spoke of earlier. There's the dome. There's the dome cap, and this here is the inner part of the dome that goes inside there. Bag 8 contents goes inside that, and then we almost come to an end. Look at this. This is a framework that, if you like, holds it all together. Could almost be described as a skeleton, because without the skeleton, as you know, we'd all fall apart. Without this, it would never get put together. There's a skeleton of the chassis, if you like. It's a much more sensible way to describe it as a chassis. That goes there, so let's put that aside. And there's one more thing which is been hiding away in the other packaging. Let's get it out. Here it is. There it is. It's the maximum minimum gauge. It's called a back head, and it goes on the end of the boiler so that you will be able to see what the level of the water is. Can you imagine it something, look, this is the boiler. You imagine it going on there, something like that. You see that boiler? It doesn't look great, does it, there? It doesn't matter, because that's how that goes. It fits on there nicely, just like that, and you can check out the water level. So there we are. We've all had a look at that now. I like it. Assembled nicely. Paintwork is excellent. Instructions are comprehensive. And if you should need any further help once you have got your engine, then hey, you can always call up Trevor at Model Enthusiast. I hope that's helpful, and look forward to doing business with you. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.